came to the Love Your Liver program because I was dealing with Crohn's disease, eczema, and stage 3 cancer. And I was pretty reluctant to give this program a try at first because I had spent many years already doing super restrictive diets trying to manage my Crohn's symptoms. I had done the specific carbohydrate diet and then later the autoimmune paleo protocol. And especially on the AIP diet, I actually got much sicker. That combination of trying so hard to stick to an incredibly strict regimen while seeing my symptoms worsen was so demoralizing that I pretty much wanted to give up on trying to manage my health through diet changes. So I kind of resisted for quite a while after I first heard about the Love Your Liver program. I intentionally did not want to know what it involved. But I was actually in the midst of a year of treatment for my cancer when I was having such terrible side effects from the treatment, and I was just feeling sort of hopeless that I would ever, feel any kind of well-being ever again, that I decided this program couldn't be worse than how I was already feeling. So I sort of dove in to learning all about it. And one of the first things I noticed, although I didn't necessarily take this advice, is that this is not a protocol. It's more of a program that you can customize and that you can sort of do gradually, incrementally, even partially. I think you can see improvements just from making a few simple changes to either, adding certain foods to your diet or omitting certain foods, or, adding or changing or stopping certain supplements. There's actually a wide range of how people use this program to improve their health. And that is so refreshing after many years of being in these really dogmatic diets where the sort of party line was that if you cheated at all, even 1% of the time, then everything else you were doing was meaningless because you're cheating, and so you're destroying all your progress. That isn't really the approach that Dr. Smith takes, which I'm super thankful for because I had kind of gotten burnt out on that. So it does take some time to adjust to all the information you learn when you start this program. And my advice would be to learn and to read and to, ask questions on the network, but not to change everything in your life all at once. Again, that's easier for me to say because I kind of learned the hard way by trying to dive in, and for a while feeling like, I didn't have anything to eat. I didn't know what I could eat to give myself enough energy to get through the day. But I really quickly kind of found some staple routines and staple foods and started doing consultations with Dr. Smith to customize my supplements. And now I've been, doing this program about a year and a half. And in that time, all of my, major health problems have been, I would say, in remission. Like I don't have any active Crohn's symptoms. My cancer has not come back. I haven't had any eczema flares, but I think, which is all wonderful, but I think even more kind of profound to me in some ways is that all sorts of little issues I had that I just sort of thought I was stuck with forever, honestly, have disappeared. I used to get headaches, like chronic headaches, all the time, like many days a week, even definitely many, many days a month. And I had tried multiple times to start a meditation practice, and I actually gave it up because I so often had headaches that it was just painful to sit there and, just be sitting with my eyes closed and have to sort of confront that discomfort. So the headaches were one of the first things that improved when I reduced some of the higher vitamin A foods from my diet. And I think that's super common from what I've heard among other people in the network. So headaches improved. My periods got so much easier. I used to get terrible headaches and have really, really heavy, uncomfortable periods. Now there are months when I have no headaches and my periods are incredibly normal and uneventful. At times I still have some mood swings, but that is a lot easier for me to both manage and sort of recognize that often it's connected to where I am in the detox process that I'm moving through. And so I don't get as, I have a little bit of separation from the symptoms. I can see why they might be popping up, and they always resolve without me really doing anything to try to get rid of them. So headaches improved, my periods improved immensely. I also had, a strange nose problems. Like my nose was always irritated or kind of sometimes be bleeding, or sometimes it would just be sore. I was grinding my teeth a lot at night and getting weird marks on my tongue. I also had my tongue was always kind of white. All of those things have gone away on this program. And that, it always boggles my mind because I didn't set out to fix those things. It's just a side effect of, improving my overall health, improving my liver health, and detoxifying, really. So those are incredible side effects of, what I came here to try to treat. A couple of other things that have been majorly improved my life is that I used to have very extreme sensitivity to the sun. I would get really uncomfortable ever going out in the bright sun. Like my eyes would just feel very sensitive and delicate, and it was sort of painful to be out in the sun. I would also get super kind of headachy and irritable if I was out in the sun too long, as well as getting sunburns. And all of that has radically changed. I actually feel, nourished and replenished by the sun now. I don't have that sensitivity to the light. I also don't have as much sensitivity to noise. So the great thing about the Love Your Liver program is it helps you understand why it's improving all these things. It all starts to make sense. And so you can kind of celebrate all these little tiny victories along the way when you both understand why something used to happen, and then you notice that it's just healed or improved, and that's a great feeling. There are so many other things that have gotten better. I would say that the other two biggest improvements have been my mood. I was always very melancholy and depressed and angry, I would say, in the past. And when I started the Love Your Liver program, I just started noticing these little moments of feeling joyful or feeling appreciative or feeling just having fun, honestly. And there's been more and more of that momentum building as I've continued on this program. Dr. Smith often says that the liver is the seat of anger. He references the fact that the liver is seen as the seat of anger in Chinese medicine. And in my experience, that is spot on, because when I do, if I eat something or I do something that causes me to have more symptoms, I feel that anger flare up. If I eat a lot of sugar, I get angry. But normally on this program, my anger and my depression and irritability are immensely better than they ever have been in my life. And then the second thing, which is was not intentional, but I also lost about 20 pounds very easily and pretty quickly. I think in the first few months of doing Love Your Liver program, it's mostly around my waist, and I feel just sort of, lighter and more comfortable and more energized, I guess, most of the time. So that's been wonderful, and I think something that I would not have really set out to do. I wasn't super overweight, but I did have weight I was carrying in a way that didn't make me feel great. So that's been a wonderful, positive little extra benefit to this program. The best thing overall about the Love Your Liver program is how empowering it is, how you come to be so much more attuned to the nuances of what your body's going through, how you're affected by different, patterns and different times, even just the full moon. I notice, small differences, but I at least know that that's why they're happening. And so they don't confuse me as much, and they don't bother me as much, because I know that I'm still in the process of improving my liver health. And while the body's getting rid of toxins, there are going to be some little symptoms that bubble up, but there are things we can do to minimize all that disruption. And we also have the whole network, the other, people in the program who are incredibly supportive, and they're great resources for helping you make sure you're not losing your mind by thinking that, certain things are causing you to feel worse. So it's overall just so empowering to have that knowledge of why things are happening and that they are overall getting better. That's the most stark difference between me now and me like 2 years ago, is that in the past I was always looking, I was sort of desperately looking for this magic solution that would fix all my health issues. And now I feel a sense of peace and certainty, knowing that there is something I can do to make sure that my health in the future is better than it has been in the past. And also that it's going to take time. It is taking time, but I already feel so much better. I know with 100% certainty that I'm on an upward trajectory. And just that reassurance that things are getting better, it's only going in a positive direction. And I know how to ensure that I can continue that progress. That's something I'm so thankful for every day, and just would definitely recommend to everyone out there who's considering it. All right, thank you all, and be well.